Howdy there gamers, welcome back. I recently have been blessed with a video of a so-called comedian having an absolute meltdown at one of her shows when an audience member is basically funnier than her.
This is the last show of my look me in the eyes. This is the last look at me.
As you can tell by that clip, this is an absolute generational crash out we have on our hands here. For those of you that don't know who this person is, which I'm going to guess is probably all of you, it's basically only gone viral because of this one clip of her going mental. Her name is Natalie Cuomo, and she describes herself as a comedian, and I use that word lightly. From what I've seen of her, describing her as a comedian is like calling me a gynecologist, alright? Because about 30 seconds into watching me try and be a gynecologist, you'd realise that we haven't got a fucking clue what we're doing. And it's the same with watching Natalie attempt to do stand-up comedy. You know, I'd have a good go at being a gynecologist, and Natalie has a good go at being a comedian. At the end of the day, there's just things that are meant for people. Something I find hilarious as well, on a video titled Best of Natalie's Stand-Up that she posted herself, top comment says, Best of Natalie's Stand-Up is like a best of childhood cancer cases. Like, that kind of shows the level of her craft here. Most of the time I've seen in her clips, like, the audience are somehow always laughing. I don't really know how. And not even jokes sometimes. She'll just say something random and the audience will burst into laughter.
Does anyone here have a tattoo of their partner's name? Woo! You do? Who is it?
Michelle.
Michelle. You're my new favorite person.
It's on my neck.
It's on your neck? Fuck yes, that is a badass thing!
I don't understand why people are laughing because, like, genuinely she hasn't actually made a joke yet. She's just straight up having a conversation with somebody in the audience. Oh damn, that's crazy. You've got a fucking tattoo on your neck? That's crazy, guys. Like, if stand-up is really this easy, get me on fucking stage. I'll just start having conversations with the audience members. There we go, Netflix special, done.
Do people think that you're crazy? Yes. Yeah. Did you do it as a surprise?
Yeah, I showed up at the house.
Yes!
I'm genuinely convinced at this point that she might just tell the audience that there's like fucking C4s strapped under everybody's seats, and if they don't laugh at least every 15 seconds, it's gonna detonate, alright? Because, like, where was the funny? Just said yes. Like, she just went yes, and everyone's erupts into laughter. What's going on?
It's all or nothing. It's all or nothing. You either have to be completely out of your mind or one of them.
Oh, by the way, let me remind you, this clip is from her best of compilation. This is what she considers some of her funniest moments, and it's just her having a conversation with a guy in the audience about neck tattoos. Really funny, guys. The thing I don't understand, though, is that she's quite clearly shit, but the audience is always on her side, especially in the clip she went viral for, where she just starts, like, berating this guy in the audience for basically being funnier than her. We'll watch the clip now, just so you can see.
Oh my god, I love it! Okay, wait, what made you want to ask him?
Huh? Why are you making it sound like we're a couple?
Oh my god, don't get scared.
Alright, so she basically starts doing crowd work with these two guys in the audience, these two bros who are out for the first time together from work or some shit. And she tries kind of like wording it so it makes it sound like they're on a date, you know. The first thing she jumps to when she sees two bros together is calling them gay. I mean, it's pretty low-hanging fruit, but, you know, fair enough. And one of the guys in the audience is like, oh, why are you trying to make it sound like we're a couple? Joking back and forth with each other, because this is what people do at comedy clubs, you know. They joke with each other.
What? Oh, it's not that. Wow, it's not that. Wow, look at you.
She immediately has nothing to fucking snap back with. Like, you can tell just nothing in her head. She can't even get a bloody sentence out. During that whole conversation, she says a lot without actually saying anything at all. She's just saying words. I tried writing down just to try and make some sense of it, but all she says is, what? Oh, it's not. Wow, oh, it's not that it's. Wow, look at you. Like, what does that even mean? The guy in the audience rattled her so hard, she full-on forgot how to speak English.
Yeah.
I could leave right now if
Well,
I
I can
wanted.
roast you too. You can't just roast all of us and get nothing.
This is where the guy finally, like, claps back with something funny. It's probably the funniest thing that the audience has heard all night, so I don't really know why they're reacting like that. I find it hilarious how she threatens to leave at the start as well. Like, oh no, not my favourite comedian, Natalie Cuomo, leaving the stage, no. Guarantee, no, I'd actually put money on. If she left the stage, whoever got up after her would have been funnier, alright? I genuinely think you put a dog up there, it will end up doing something funnier than anything she's done the entire show.
I see. So you were afraid because, like, you felt like I was saying you're gay.
I can take the mic if you want.
And she genuinely has nothing to say still. Like, she's just stood there flabbergasted that somebody would would dare make a funny joke with her at a comedy club. And then this guy fucking bitches her at her own show. He's like, I'll fucking take the mic. He'll probably do a better job. Audience is probably now more entertained than they have been the entire show because of this guy. So yeah, hats off to him. Get him on stage next.
Yeah, I have plenty of material that's embarrassing for you.
For those of you who couldn't hear, basically she said, I've got loads of material since the guys are like joking with her that she has nothing else to say. She's basically just proved their point. Has nothing to say. You know, most good comedians, I've only ever been to like one actual comedy show, and it was with Rob Beckett, and he was good with crowd work because, you know, most good comedians, they can think quickly on their feet when somebody in the audience says something to them, or they don't make it awkward. You know, they let the person in the audience who's shouting at them have something to laugh at. The audience has something to laugh at. Everyone has a good time, all right? To be a good comedian, you can't take yourself too seriously, all right? If you take yourself too seriously, you can't laugh at yourself, and therefore you're pretty much not funny, all right? I think this girl on stage trying to do comedy has too much of an ego, and, you know, when somebody said something to her, has nothing to snap back with, she's rattled. You can tell she's rattled. Now nobody's having a good time. Another example of why she's not a good comedian.
Embarrassing for you.
I don't understand why she's saying it's embarrassing for him. You know, he's come to your show, he's actually said something funny when you start speaking to him. A choice that you made, you tried doing crowd work, so when somebody said something back, all right, don't get fucking rattled. She's annoyed and has nothing funny to say. It's a clear embarrassment for her.
Let's move on. Small dick energy, let's clap for him.
Even this, she starts resorting to saying he has a small cock, alright? But she didn't even come up with this shitty insult herself. Somebody in the audience says it, and she just nicks it from the audience. This is basically just somebody saying the quiet kid's joke in class, but louder, alright? But the fact is, she's stealing jokes that aren't even funny. Like, saying a man has a small cock as an insult is probably the least creative insult you can give to a man. At the end of the day, if he's comfortable in himself and has a small penis, you know, he's not going to really give a shit. Yeah, so what? He has a small penis. There's nothing you can do about it. If he doesn't and he has a fucking huge schlong, he's just laughing at you because, you know, you're resorting to saying he has a small willy to try and emasculate him. It's just a shitty, desperate insult, and when you use it, it just shows that you're rattled as well. I think it's hilarious that it's basically her best joke of the show. She's stolen it from an audience member, but not only that, it is still a shit joke, okay? How bad of a comedian do you have to get where even the jokes you steal are awful?
I will say this, like, it is such a hard time in this world right now. There's so many people that came together to be supportive and fucking amazing, and you're putting fucking look me in the eyes. You're putting negative fucking energy out here.
And this is where she begins to completely crash out, okay? She literally just had a little clap from the audience because she said he has a small willy. Whatever, okay, you can move on with your great material that you have now. But no, she decides to turn around and go back to him. Start speaking about, you know, the political and economic state of the world right now. Saying that he's come in here giving, like, negative energy off. Like, what the fuck has he actually done? What he said in the first place wasn't even that much of an insult. Literally just said, I can roast you too. Not even roasting her anyway. And for some reason, everybody seemed to react like he's just threatened to murder her entire family. It makes no sense. What the fuck does she think is gonna happen when she brings up, like, the current state of the world? Like, does she actually think she's doing something there? You're at a fucking comedy show, alright? What's this random guy in the audience meant to do about children getting bombed?
This is the last show of my fucking... Look me in the fucking eye! It's the last show of my fucking weekend. It's a sold out show, and you want to say mean shit to me.
I would like to know what the fucking joke here is, because all she's doing is just screaming in a guy's face. Like, when does the comedy start? We're at a comedy club. I think it's hilarious, this whole clip. She hasn't done anything funny. The only funny thing she's done is completely crash out. It really does show how fragile her ego is, completely crashing out when a guy tells her she's got no material, all right? Where is your material? All you've done for the past, like, 2 minutes, berate this guy for saying you have nothing to say. And even with him saying you have nothing to say, you have basically said nothing. You've stolen jokes from the crowd that aren't even funny to begin with. Now you're just fucking screaming in his face. I will give it to her, though. At least this is funny, okay? She's not doing it deliberately. But I mean, when you go to a comedy show, you expect to see something funny. So at least people are leaving seeing something funny.
Okay? So don't fucking do that.
Oh, yeah!
Still, to me, though, the weirdest part of this clip is how much the audience are backing her. Genuinely don't understand. It's like she's just going insane on this guy for no reason. Why are you cheering for this shit? Anyway, the rest of the clip, she doesn't actually say anything. The crowd just starts chanting her name for some fucking reason, and then she asks the guy to leave. Somebody in the crowd also shouts out, like, oh, he's mad your dick is bigger than his. which genuinely makes me think that to get into this room, it exclusively looked for the unfunniest people they could find and just brought them all together. Guy they're all shouting at is obviously an imposter. No, I genuinely hope this guy had an amazing night after this. You know, he caused a generational crash out without doing anything, basically. That takes talent, that takes skill. In terms of like the comedian Natalie, every clip I've seen of her has not made me laugh. It's just made me go like, what? Where is the funny? There's nothing funny about her. If I could give her advice for comedy, obviously I'm not a comedian, but I think this is the best advice she'll ever receive, and it is quit. There we go. That is the end of today's video. I hope you absolutely despised it. Don't forget to smash the dislike button and unsubscribe. Yeah, I'll see you in the next one, gamers. Farewell.